Let me just start the recording, and there we go. So again, as I said earlier, hello, Megan. This is Glenn Pasch. I am the CEO of PCG Digital Marketing, and welcome to our monthly webinar. We like to educate and share some of our knowledge out there, whether you're a client or not. We want to make sure that we are talking about what we think is important, sharing the knowledge. As always, if we can help you in any way, we're more than happy to. And as I said throughout today, if you have any questions, type them into your box. Don't wait or think you have to wait till the end of the session to do so. So we don't really need to go into who PCG is. I don't really waste a lot of time on that. I want to get to the meat of the matter. And so let's talk about it. Reputation marketing, the next step in reputation management. Why I say that is because I personally think that reputation management, to me, sounds very passive. Throughout the last few years, there's been an uptick in reputation management services. A little bit about my history before I joined Brian and PCG. I was in the hospitality industry for a long time. I was in customer service call centers, inbound, outbound training, and process and things of that nature. And when I first came from hospitality into this business and talked with automotive and non-automotive, reputation still wasn't a big thing on someone's radar. Reviews weren't. We saw it in restaurants. We saw it sometimes in hotels and things like that, but people didn't think it really translated into other industries. They didn't believe that people were going to read reviews. It wasn't important for them in their decision-making process. Well, over the last year and a half, 2 years, we've seen an uptick into it through our clients. And as I said, we PCG is known for working a lot with automotive, but probably about 30% of our clientele is non-automotive. So this workshop today is going to talk about business in general, not just dive right into one specific industry. I'll touch on a few different clients that we work with. So as I said, reputation management became a big talk, and companies would say, hey, I'm going to help and take care of your reputation for you. And businesses would check it off of their list and say, okay, it's being done by someone else. And that I disagree with, very passive. Same moment in time, there were some who thought, well, I got reviews. That's all I had to do. And what I want to take it for 2014 and what I've been talking about for the last few months with some of my writing and the clients is reputation marketing. How are we marketing? How are we leveraging the most important resource we have, which is our customer feedback, to generate more positive things online? So when that next person is looking for someone to do business with, we are the ones that they see. So here's my information. I'll show it to you again at the end. Please, let's connect. There's our website, my Twitter, Side by Side Coach, my blog. Please connect. I like to help, as I said. I like to meet new people, answer questions. Any way I can be of service, please let me know. So here's what we want to talk about today. First, as we said, we started talking about what is the difference between reputation management and reputation marketing. How do we push that out? What do I do with these reviews? What do I do with how do I push this out into the internet and in my regular marketing as well as on site? So why is this important? How is it going to be? And how do I have to be proactive about it? How do I market all of this reputation online, also on site in my business if I have a brick and mortar business? How that's going to make you more money. And then, of course, a little bit of homework for you to do to take with you. So let's talk about reputation. Dictionary definition, common opinion that people have about someone or something. So I could take, seeing that my friend Megan is on the line here, I could take Megan out of her dealership. I could talk to the rest of the people in the dealership, say, tell me about Megan. And what they tell me about Megan is basically her reputation. Usually reputation is created by what you say and what you do. So if what I say matches what I do, then usually I have a good reputation. Where the disconnect is, if I say something I don't deliver, I don't have a good reputation. I'm sure there's people in your lives that you have let go out of your lives in the past, usually because they didn't deliver on what they said. They were not trusted. And so, really, if we think of your own personal reputation and how you take pride in that, how do we take pride and how do we push our business reputation and how do I market that as well for the people and the next round of consumers coming out? So a lot of you may have seen this slide. We designed this when the Google a few years ago came out with ZMOD, Zero Moment of Truth, and we were some of the first people to talk about how that fit into automotive because that was, as I said, probably 3/4 of our client base were that. So we had to explain to them, how does this concept of zero moment of truth, that time when people are on the internet now doing research, and really any of your businesses of people who are on this webinar, people are doing research online. We do it as consumers. And so we're constantly looking at our smartphones. We're constantly seeing a TV commercial. Let me go online and go look at that and see about their website. Let me go out here. I see a billboard. I get something in the mail. Well, before I call them up or do anything, I'm going online to see, do they have a website? What are people saying about them? So again, in this pink area here that says AZMOT, that's that research. First moment of truth is when they start contacting you, calling you, submitting a lead, walking in, then the decision process of doing business, the experience of doing business. Either I win business or I lose business. The key is what we're going to talk about is at this second moment of truth, after they experience doing business with you, how do we control it? How can we leverage it? How can we use those customers to fill this pool of influence so the next round of people who are going to go do research find something not necessarily about the product, because whoever the manufacturer is, or maybe it is your product, but a lot of what people are looking for is the experience. If you read reviews, and I read a lot of them, that people leave, I would say at least 7, could be 8 out of 10 have nothing to do with price, but everything to do with the experience of doing business with you. And so, for all of you to understand, the more that I can fill that pool of influence with other people talking about how great you are to do business with, besides yourself, remember, people will believe a portion of what you say. Well, you're supposed to tell me how great you are. We want to hear what your customers, we want to hear. Okay, we want to hear from those people. So if the nature of the customer journey now online is not a straight line anymore, okay, because the internet now has given us so much information. Now, I had this discussion with someone who was pre-internet salesman, and they said in their business, and they sold, durable goods. This was, they said, back in the day, it took people a long time to make decisions because, they had to go, took them a long time to go find all the information to help them make a decision, how to go to libraries, how to go ask people. It took a long time. I think what's happened now, the internet was supposed to make it easier because all this information's at our fingertips. The problem is there's so much information now. I think we're actually have gone backwards to it takes a lot of time to make a decision because there is so much information. So we look at this slide, I search, now I got reviews. I'm going to go look at videos. I'm going to check blogs. I'm going to check with my social networks. I mean, there is just this ongoing wealth of information that I actually think the staggering amount of information has actually slowed down people's decisions because I can go check one more thing. I got to think of one more thing. Hopefully, I'm not going to miss something. The key is in all of this journey. So if your search, how's your website? If what are my reviews? Am I looking for videos? How am I doing on the videos? Am I blogging? Is my social network pushing out? So again, all of this are areas that we can use to leverage who we are as a business, what we do, what we sell, what type of individuals we are. That's going to help make the decision for people to do business with you. As I said, if I can find the product in multiple places, and I'll show you a couple examples, it's going to come down to the experience. And anyone who tells me it's price, there's a very small group of people out there, maybe 20% of the people who are consumers, they're price driven. That means that they're just going bottom. They don't care. It's a one-time shop. So you could be as rude as you want. As long as I'm going to get this for 20 bucks, 50 bucks cheaper than somewhere else, I don't care. I got my product, I'm out. But 80% of the people, you're going to grow your business appealing to those 80% of the people who are going to say, well, I could get this at 2 or 3 places. Who do I want to do business with? Who do I want to have an experience with? That's really the key. So we're going to find different ways that we can leverage all of it to push our reputation out there. Now, why is this important? Again, digital trends, auto trends, you've seen these numbers. A lot of you guys on here are very smart. The key is you should be looking at down in the lower left, video, okay, video impacts. Mobile users say video. Why? Easier to watch a video on my mobile device than it is to read an email. And also, notice this, social sites. So if we think about it pre-internet, we went to our circle of friends to ask it advice. We still ask people, what'd you do over the weekend? Oh, hey, do you think this movie is good? Anybody have a good restaurant to go to? Hey, I'm looking to buy something for my wife for Christmas. What about this? What about that? We do the exact same thing. We just do it on our social networks. So social networks are still very, very influential. And if you're not out there getting other people pushing out onto their social networks, or confident that you're doing a good job, they may not be saying the best things about you online. And anyone who's going to bury their head in the sand and say social media isn't important, you are just not paying attention. Now, for my automotive people who are on this, again, this should excite you and scare you at the same time. So in 2011, J.D. Power said that the average person will visit 1.3 dealerships, call it 1.5. What does that mean? Well, that means that in 2005, 6 years earlier, before all of this relevant information that everyone's been pushing out, they would go to 4 different dealerships, test drive, look at it, smell, touch, talk to somebody. They don't have to do that anymore. Why? We're busier. The internet has made it easier. So what do we do now? We sit on the couch. And what do? We watch your commercials. We go look at your website. We do all of our research. The key is now I'm not getting off of my couch. I'm a lazy person. I'm not getting off of my couch to come to your dealership because I've already knocked 2 or 3 people off of my list for whatever reasons. So for you who are in the automotive dealership, when somebody walks on your lot, they've already made that decision. You are the 1 or 1.5. Either you're the first one that they're giving a shot to, and you should be thrilled because that means they've dumped some of your competitors. Or maybe you're the second one because the first one did a bad job. But don't disparage that when someone's at your physical location, you should be doing cartwheels. Don't let them leave. They're really interested. This is the time for you to embrace the fact that they got there. Understand that they've already gone through and done their due diligence, and you're one of the people that's left on the list. So I call it the Amazon effect. Okay. We have been trained by Mr. Bezos to look at reviews. Think about when you do a search on Amazon. We've all shopped on Amazon. We put in a product. What do they say? Those who have bought this product or looked at this product also looked at these products. You might want these. Next step down is here's the product review from the experts. Then it's customer reviews. So we've been engaged and trained now over the last years to look at product reviews, but more importantly, look at the customer reviews. Did they like the product? Did they like the experience? Did they have any problems? What's going on? People are doing the same thing. Now, as I said, 2 years ago, some of our clients, automotive, doctors, restaurants, we do some for waste management. People don't do that. They don't read reviews. Problem was there weren't reviews. Now there's reviews to read. So again, it's sort of the chicken and the egg. Did they not read reviews because they didn't want to? No. I think it's because there weren't reviews. Now people are putting out reviews. It's expected. So now they're looking for reviews, and businesses now are clamoring to see how I can get reviews. But I'm talking about those people who already have reviews. How do I push out even further? So it all starts with, everything is going to start with, who are you? You guys have to decide as a business, who are you? And again, not hokey. What I mean by hokey is, well, we've been family run business. We've been in business for 50 years. We treat everyone like everyone's special. That doesn't work. That people think is nonsense. What you need is something tried and true that you deliver, that differentiates you in the marketplace. Why should I come to you? Why should I do business to you? That's what you need, and you need to ingrain it in your staff. They have to have a process of how to execute that, and then follow up with asking people to validate that you did a good job. But it has to start with who you are. Now, some of you on this call probably have employees who have worked with you for a very long time, 5, 6, 7 years. Go talk to them. Why do you stay here? Some of you I'd see on the scroll here are in transitory industries, meaning people move a lot. So go ask them, why do you stay here? They'll start helping you build the who are you. And that's really what you have to start marketing. Forget your product, forget your price. That's part of it. But really, you need to start pushing out who you are and really answering the questions for consumers. Why should I get off my couch and do business with you? So let's talk about a couple examples. The iPhone, that lovely iPhone. I have to go get a new phone. Why do I need a new phone? My 6-year-old decided to drop my phone about almost 7, 8 months ago. I'm lazy about getting new things, but he dropped it and the screen cracked. And it is now finally to the point where part of the screen won't work. And I just get more frustrated, but I eventually have to get off my butt and go get a phone. Now, there are basically in my area around where I live, I could get a phone, forget I don't want to do it online. I can go 4 places. I go Walmart, Verizon, Best Buy, or I can go to the Apple store. They just opened an Apple store right near me. So yeehaw, that's easy. Now, most of these I don't necessarily need to go read reviews because I've done business with them before. So part of this is my own personal experience, but also I have read and seen reviews or things in the newspaper or things that they're pushing out to say, how is the experience of doing business? Now, Walmart, again, will I go there? I don't know. I don't really like going there. It's a little bit crazy at times. Best Buy, not bad. Okay. Verizon, I don't know. There's 3 Verizon stores within my 10 miles of me. So now maybe I have to do that due diligence and go look and see who's getting good reviews, which one's closer. You see what I'm saying? This is the way we shop. This is definitely the way we shop. And we think about some of these because it is maybe a purchase. Restaurants are easier because we eat out a lot, or movie theaters. After a while, we hear places and things, and we've shopped multiple times at some of these stores. So we start building our own repertoire of deciding which ones of these we should go to. But again, it's not the product. It's the experience that I go. If I go to Walmart and it's crowded and I can't find somebody to help me, am I going back? No. Why does everybody like the Apple store? It could be crowded, but there's something about it that they've created this buzz of the experience. Best Buy, different. So same sort of thought process. Now, for my automotive people, here's just for myself. I live in Lawrenceville, New Jersey. If I wanted to get a new Jeep Cherokee, okay, there's at least 4 places within 20 miles I could get the car. There's probably more, but I didn't want to crowd the screen. So there's 4 dealerships here. Okay, so why should I go? If I go on their websites, or if I already know the product that I'm going for, okay, I already know what I want. Now I have to go find out who should I go to. And if I'm willing to drive 20 miles in New Jersey, again, if it feel like I'm going to get a better deal or a better experience, I'm going to go there. Okay, like I said, price will pay more for a good experience. Starbucks, okay, Starbucks killed it. They sold the experience of coffee. Is their coffee better than someone else's? It's debatable. Some people love it. Some people will say, no, I want this one. I don't. Doesn't matter. They've sold you the experience of going to Starbucks and how they treat you and ask you what coffee you want and call you by your name. The whole environment there is not about the coffee. So same thing here. If I can get this Jeep Cherokee, everybody's inventory is pretty similar. Which one should I go to? So I would start doing my research, looking at their websites, looking at the reviews. So again, the key is, how do I stay on the list? Out of those 4 dealerships or those other stores for the iPhone, excuse me, the game is, how do I stay on the list so that I want to contact you? So what can I do to stand out? It's my reviews. Are my reviews good? Is it easy for me to find videos talking about me or customers talking about me? Social media, blogs. It's not about price. Because again, most in the instance of this Jeep, probably within similar, it's not going to be some big swings unless one of these dealers is just basically bottom feeding and throwing out everything and doesn't care. Most of the price is going to be pretty similar. So why am I going to go to one or the other? Same thing with the iPhone. This iPhone, not going to be drastically different. But who do I want to go? If I got to get out of my seat and go and take time out of my day to go put myself in that arena, in where they're in control. See, and one thing to understand is, why the internet now is important is I can do all my research where I, as customer, is comfortable, not where you're comfortable, which is in your brick and mortar store. Okay, I'm comfortable on my couch. So you better provide me with reasons to come to you, to put myself where you're comfortable, but I'm going to be better armed with more information. So again, I'm going to say, how do we start staying on this list? Okay, so let's start going down to see, why is it important? Now, a little side note, I want to talk about this. I know it's reputation, but I want to talk about this because where people are really searching, a lot of times, especially once they're off the couch, is on their mobile device. We all have phones. We don't leave. We freak out if we think we can't find our phone. It is our lifeblood. So, great graphic. I love it. How often is it within arm's reach? Always, most of the time. People sleep with it right next to their bed. People carry it all the time. Very rarely are you without your phone. So it is now convenient for you, when you have a thought, to pull out your phone and answer that thought. For automotive, my automotive friends on here, how many times do you see people with their phones out while they're on your lot? They are looking at your competition. They're looking at pictures on the site to make sure the car they saw on your website is the one they're right in front of. They're also checking for deals that maybe you didn't tell them face to face, but maybe you have one of those internet deals. But again, side note, you got to get rid of that. You can't have one deal online and one deal there, because everything is online now. So these couple stats I wanted to talk about because mobile is so important. When people are loading, meaning that when I go push your site, they're only going to wait a little bit before they abandon their site. People are impatient. So if your mobile site doesn't load, if it is not adaptive, meaning just having a mobile site, okay, is not the answer anymore. It's got to be adaptive. It has to be easy to function, okay? Almost half of consumers aren't coming back. They think if your mobile site doesn't load, that's the impression, again, of the experience they're going to get doing business with you. Okay? And again, 3/4 of the people think that their phone should work as quickly as their desktop. Okay? So again, test your phone. Go, all of you today, go plug your website into your cell phone. Maneuver around your own mobile website. Is it easy to use? Can they find what they want? If they can't, talk to your provider. As I said, just having a mobile website is not the answer anymore. People are getting spoiled. Okay, they're used to tablets, they're used to minis, now the phones, some of the Samsungs have bigger screens. Again, everybody is trying to think that desktops are going the way of the garbage pretty soon. Even laptops. Laptops, people are, again, they're using it, but they're leaving their laptop on their desk because I can carry my iPad or I can carry my tablet. I got my phone. They're looking at their mobile device in the same way that they look at their computer. They think of it as a computer. So you have to make sure your mobile strategy is really set, and you got to make sure that it's really quick because, as I said, that's where they want to go. They want to look for reviews. They're in your building. They're going to go get verification. Video is fantastic for the phone because it's easier than trying to maneuver on the website. So again, are your custom web pages on your mobile? All of your individual cool website pages. If not, probably not. If not, start talking to your website provider. Now, we've looked at a lot of automotive websites, and a lot of things coming down the pike in 2014 are really cool. But again, be aggressive with your vendor. Be aggressive with your vendor. Test out everything. Test it out. If it's not easy to find, and I'll give you another tip. Go ask people who are not in your industry to go onto your mobile website and maneuver around. If you're in automotive, give your friends who are not in automotive, give them 2 models and say, can you go find these on your mobile phone? Tell me how easy it was to maneuver. If you're in, again, if you're a doctor, if you're in, a restaurant, if you're in, go find my menu. Can you read it online? Whatever it is. Understand that's what your customers are doing. And if it's a clunky experience, you are going to lose opportunities because we have been groomed to be impatient. We have been groomed to want everything now. And we need to constantly be pushing the envelope to be there where our customers want. So let's talk about the increase in mobile, okay? Because again, the reason why I want to show this to you and how it ties to reputation is they're checking you out online while they're there looking for it, their tablet or whatever. So you have to make sure all of this works. So here's a Canadian auto dealer. Look at the mobile traffic year over year. 130% increase. Okay, 130% increase of visits. Doubled. Okay, very important to make sure. Here's a US dealer. Same thing, mobile and tablet. Look at the number of visits from the year before to now. Tripled. Look at the percentage of the visits from all visits to the mobile. Look at that percentage. It's crazy. It's moving further and further. We're seeing some of our clients now with 40, 50% of their traffic to their website is from a mobile device. And Google Analytics now is great because it's breaking it out by tablet. Like here, this is a yearbook company that we do business with. Here's desktop year over year. But look at the change on mobile. And then they also break it out by tablet. Same thing. Look at the increase. It's crazy because we do it. So again, it shouldn't shock you that's happening because you do it all the time yourself. You use your phone all the time. You use your tablet all the time. You sit down when you're doing quote unquote work, maybe at your PC or your laptop. But when you're on the go and you're moving around, which is a lot of time, you're on your mobile. So again, your company has to be prepared for this. And again, it should be easy for people to find your reputation online on their mobile devices. So I'm still asked, are reviews important? And when I say reviews are important to people, I still get the, yeah, whatever, it's not going to happen. It's really not. It's a fad. It's whatever. And I look at them and I say, but you do it yourself. I've asked this question at a lot of workshops I do around the country. And I say, okay, let me ask. And I asked the gentleman, the married gentleman in the audience, and I asked them all, I said, okay, gentlemen, if you don't believe reviews are important, would you take your wife away on a romantic weekend to some hotel or some resort without doing any research or reading any reviews about how that place is? And they all laugh and they all say no. I said, of course not. Because you're gambling with if it's going to be a good weekend or not. So if you think that, well, why wouldn't you think about it when someone's deciding on your product or your service? In terms of automotive, that's a big price point. If you're in a box store and someone's buying electronics, still a big price point. Even dinner. People are looking at reviews for a $20 dinner. Movies where they got to spend $12. They're going on there. Should I wait for the DVD? So reviews are important. And again, understand it's important for your business to have a good reputation, good reviews, get your customers to vouch for you. So these are searches. So again, what are people searching for? These are category. On the left-hand side, those are overall. And in the parentheses, that's the growth that's happened, okay, of searches. So look at what's growing. Physicians, real estate, beauty, my automotive friends, auto parts and supplies, auto repair, legal services. And on the right-hand one are mobile searches. So what are people? Of course, it makes sense. Restaurants, going to go on my mobile. But again, for my automotive friends, look at 3 and 4. Top searches so far, Q1 this year. What were they searching for on their phones? Auto parts and supplies. They need a part. Auto repair. Something broke down. Are you there? If I type it in your area, or you type it in your area, go type in auto repair. Are you showing up? If any of my real estate friends are here, same thing. Are you there? This is what people are searching for. This is what they're looking for on their phones, on their mobile devices. Are you there? And more importantly, is your reputation there? So here are some of the common obstacles I get. Well, I can't get my staff to ask for reviews. Just can't get it to do it. My competition is gaming the system. What am I supposed to do? And then still no one reads reviews. So number one, I can't get my staff to ask. Polite as I can say, who runs your business? I mean, seriously, if it's that important to you as owner, manager, I don't see why it's not happening. The reason why it's not happening is you've allowed it to not happen. If it's not important to you, if you don't make it important, well, your people are it's basically allowing them to choose what's important or not. So it's either you don't have a process. Well, shame on you, put a process in place. Train your people on it, hold them accountable. If you have a process and nobody's doing it, well, then you have an accountability issue, and that's a bigger thing. This is important because everybody's in the game now. They're hiring people to do reviews, which I don't like, or they're pseudo involved in it. The game is you got to make sure you have this. Now, my competition's gaming the system. I had this from a webinar I did, or a face-to-face training I did for a Canadian auto group. And they said, well, that guy down the street, we outsell them, but they have more reviews. I think they're gaming the system. I think they're hiring somebody. I think their employees at their other stores are writing reviews. And I said to them, okay, so what? What would you say if you quote unquote gaming the system, meaning that they're giving discounts that they shouldn't? Does that mean you stop selling cars? He's like, no. Okay. So what if they're gaming the system? The point is, people look at the number of reviews and they're going to start reading. Now, I read reviews, and most people read reviews. They can tell when they're BS. Great job, great job, great job. Or someone who took the time to write. At the end of the day, you got to be in slot number 1 or slot number 2 in terms of numbers of reviews, because that'll keep you on the list to give them a shot to call you up. That's really what you want. So if you think somebody's gaming it, too bad, work harder, get more. And what I said to that person, if you think about the number for automotive folks, the number of people that you sell new and used cars to on a given month, plus the number of people that you do service for, if you got 10%, if you got 5% of those people to give you a review, you'll have more reviews than you know what to do with in 6-7 months. So don't be lazy. Okay. Forget about what they're doing. Forget gaming the system. Focus on what you can control. Get the reviews, get them posted, and have a strategy to leverage it. So no matter where people are, they see how great you are to do business with. And in terms, again, no one reads reviews. I'm going to go through some stats again. So in case you're a person who has to report to your boss because they said, go sit on this webinar and see if it's worth anything, you can have these statistics to go back to them. So this was Bright Local Consumer Review Survey 2013. They compared 2012, 2013 when they asked these questions. Which of these local business types does reputation matter the most? The ones I highlighted were some of the ones that were the biggest growth. Restaurants, absolutely, high competition. Doctor, dentist, of course, I want to make sure somebody has good reputation. But look who else? Car dealer, garage. Reputation has increased from last year. Why? Because reviews are out there now. Notice some of the other ones that have sloughed off a little bit. Reputation's not as high because they're starting to look at it as commoditized. Okay? Wedding shops, venues, commoditized. Clothing shops, commoditized. But when you're starting to spend money, builders, look who else is up there who had a big jump. Builders, hotels, tradesmen, we're spending money. That's not just an inconsequential amount, okay? We want to make sure that the reputation matters. Here's one. How do online customer reviews influence your decision? Now notice the trend, I tend to use things based on other factors such as location and price. That's gone down. So location and price is no longer important, or not as important, I should say. Look at I read reviews, they don't influence my decision. That's gone down. That means it influences my decision. Now look at the bottom. Positive customer reviews make me more likely to use a local business. It has jumped up. Why? More people have reviews out there. People are being more selective, more information online. So the more that I have it. Okay, hang on one second. We have a question here. Do you have any suggestions on what kind of processes to put in place so that sales reps ask for reviews? Our dealership requires sales reps to ask the review at the time of delivery, but we are not seeing that much results. I understand accountability. Can't figure out if they're actually asking or if they're asking for the review or writing them SOS help. Okay, Virginia, that's a good question. Let me just pause on that for a second and we'll go back to the stats. In terms of process, I personally think it depends on who's delivering the car in this situation. If you're having delivery and you're having someone who wasn't the salesperson deliver the car, okay? I personally also think that delivery of the car is too late. I like asking everybody, and we'll go into that in a moment, but I like to ask everybody while they're still there. I want to ask them if they had a good experience. I don't want them to leave my building unless I know they had a good job, good experience. And I ask, as I said, I ask everybody, and we'll go into a little bit more on that. But like I said, I wanted to address it so you didn't think I didn't see it. We'll talk about that in a couple seconds. So let's roll through a couple more of these. I'm not a big stat guy, but I thought these are really good. Do you read online reviews to determine if it's a good business? 85% of them read reviews. These are very, very important. Lastly, in the last 12 months, have you recommended a local business to people you know by any of the means? Look at this. Word of mouth still the biggest, but notice what's been crawling up. Google Places, Facebook, Twitter, social media. So people now are getting more comfortable pushing things out, especially, I think, because businesses are asking them to. So we got to make sure that we're doing it. So let's dive into how we do it. Any questions before we dive in? And I think, Virginia, this will help. That's another webinar in and of itself. Yes, I do, Megan. SAN survey cars.com. Okay, great. Customers have a hard time grasping the difference between an OEM for manufacturers, CSI, or customer satisfaction index, and a survey, Yelp, etc. Okay, great. And we'll go through all of those. Thank you very much. That's another very, very good question. And I'll explain why I like the process that we sort of recommend, because it sort of allows you to get your business in before the OEMs get all involved later on. So let's start. So let's talk about this. This is ties in right now. How do we ask for a review? I say ask everybody. So again, I have a majority of my automotive friends on here, so let's use them. So again, if on average, a lot of dealerships are going to be selling anywhere from 70 to say 150 cars. Let's say a round number. I sell 100 new and used cars every single month, and I have 200 service. That means I have 300 people. If I ask everybody and I get 10%, that's 30 reviews spread out. By the end of the year, I have 360 reviews. Even if you cut it in half and said I got 5%, still have 150 reviews out there in various places. That's not even to say getting somebody to do a testimonial video, which we'll talk about in a moment. I'm just talking about reviews. Now, in each of to answer Virginia's point earlier, when do I do it? A lot of it's going to depend on yourselves inside your dealership when you do it. there's a lot of downtime. So sometimes when paperwork's being done, maybe at the time of they're going to deliver, if the car's right there, when they're paying, the key for me is you got to mean it. See, to answer your question, Virginia, to say, well, I'm not sure if they're asking or not. If you're not getting results, then they're not asking. Well, they could be asking and asking incorrectly, or they're not asking. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, if there's a process written out, the only way you're going to find out is go ask the people who are getting the reviews. What are you doing? How come you're successful and everyone else isn't? They'll start telling you, well, they're not asking. They could look at your script, Virginia, and anyone else, look at your script to see how it's worded, because a lot of times you're asking for the dealership. Okay, you're asking for the dealership. Hi, did you have a good experience? Yeah. Hey, here at ABC Honda, we'd like you to give us a review. Could you do that? See, it's impersonal. I'm the dealership. I always ask me. I'm greedy. I want me. If I'm a salesperson, I want people recommending me. Yeah, the dealership's going to get their benefit. Why do I want me? And Virginia, this might be a way for you to sell it to your team, is because if I see your dealership has 10 reviews and 6 of them say you should go talk to Glenn, eventually I'm going to have people walk in and ask for Glenn, because from a dealership standpoint, buying a car is still an intimidating process. So one, if your customers have vouched for you that you've stayed on the list, okay, I should go talk to this dealership. Now, on top of it, if all of a sudden 7 out of the last 10 people who did business with you said, go talk to Glenn, oh, there's someone in there that I know that other people have vouched for, I'm going in and saying, where's Glenn? I don't care whose up it is. Where's Glenn? And that goes with anything. That goes for restaurants. Okay. I've done it where I go in and I ask for a certain waiter or waitress. My friends told me ask for Joe. He takes care of people. I go in and say, is Joe working tonight? Yes, he is. I'd like to sit with Joe. Why not? Okay. So again, I always ask for personal. So if I'm doing it, as I said, I ask everyone because I don't want anyone leaving who had a bad experience. Whatever it is, I want to ask because I'd rather try and fix it now. The worst person, okay, some people think getting a bad review is bad. I'd rather have a bad review. I can fix it. It's the people who don't write anything who are out there bad-mouthing me that I'll never be able to grab. So I want to talk to everybody. And that shows them, ties into your reputation. You're concerned about your reputation. So you're willing to ask everybody, how are we doing? How did we do today? So I would say, hey, Virginia, did you have a great experience today? Did I meet your expectations? Oh, yes, you did. Fantastic. Hey, I wonder if you would do me a favor. I am always trying to improve my service to my customers. I would really appreciate it if you could just take a few minutes and leave me a review. I can send you a link. Notice where I'm explaining them my process. If I sent you a link to a page on our site and you can choose whatever website you want to leave a review, I would appreciate, could you do that for me? Sure. Now, again, are they going to? I don't know. Maybe they will, but I have a better shot at it because people have a hard time turning down someone who wants to better themselves. That's just my philosophy. If somebody looks at me and says, Glenn, can you tell me how I can improve? My employees do it. Glenn, how do I get better? How do I improve? How do I push myself? What do I have to do? How am I going to turn around and go, I'm not going to tell you. Okay. I'm not going to tell you. So we want to make sure that, everybody is taken care of. Okay. Someone say, Brian Rydell says, what if you say to the guest, would you be willing to do me a favor? Absolutely. Favor is great. Okay. Would you be able to do me a favor? Again, anything that makes it personal to you, I think helps move it along. I think it helps move it along. When you start talking about the dealership, that's cold, stone, me right across. And especially going back Virginia, I want whoever, as soon as they're signing the paper and the deal's done and I'm shaking hands and we're all loving each other and the smell of the new car, or I just fixed their problem in service. They came in here and something broke and everyone's happy and everything's solved. That's when I want to go in, when everyone's happy. And again, I'm not going to hound them. I'm not doing it in the business. Okay. We used to tell people don't do it in the business. If I send you a link, it would be great. Or if you have a card that's printed up with the URL that they could go to the website or whatever, pitch them that way. Now, to James's point about customers don't know the difference between OEM. If you wait too long, that's why I say do it while they're still in the building to put it in their mind. You send them that email with a link as soon as you're done. They walk out the door, I'm sending them the email. OEM sending it to them on average, 14, 17 days later? They may do it later on. Now, some people are going to say, well, that affects my CSI score. If people are going to do the OEM, they're going to do the OEM. If somebody fills out those type of surveys, they're going to do it. And then you might have a process later on to follow up about the manufacturer sent a survey. You'll get your CSI. All I'm saying is that I'm seeing a movement from some OEMs to get away from CSI because they understand that really customers don't know about CSI, don't care about CSI. They're looking for your Google reviews. They're looking at Dealer Rater. They're looking at Yelp. CSI, that's how some game to get you to have good service, to get your money and whatever else. But I'm starting to see other people get rid of, some of the OEMs talk about it and get rid of CSI because they realize the real impact of if somebody's doing a good job is online. So that's asking. Now, you can advertise. So let's say I want to market. I want to get into this marketing aspect of this. This is Prestige Volvo. This is on their Facebook. Occasionally they'll put a Facebook post. We try to improve every day. Leave us a review so we can make your experience better. Perfect. Think about that right in your Facebook. How easy is that in your Facebook to do that every day, every few days? Because that tells people this is important to you. Again, you're just asking your public. You're putting it out there. I want to get better. I want to get better. And the key is, notice what I want to make your experience. So tell me how I can make your experience better with me. I'm not telling you what I think is important to you, Mr. Customer. I want you to tell me what's important to you. Then another little tip is, I would also say is to read your competitors' reviews, not just brand or whatever you sell, just businesses' reviews in general. If they're doing something that's pissing people off, don't do it yourself. If they're doing something good, do it. And again, if they're getting bad reviews because their service is slow, or they're not being truthful, or they gamed them somehow, that's where your blogging comes in. That's where your video, that's where your marketing message comes in. Start talking about how your service, we have on-time service, or you get this, or we have get your customers to start telling people about how they told me it was going to be 45 minutes. It was 45 minutes. They gave me a price. That was the price it was. No surprises, transparency. See what I'm saying? Go market into your competitors' customers' pain points. Now, I blocked out some of this because it was one of my clients and he said I could use part of it, but not the whole page. Sometimes people will say, well, where am I supposed to send them, Glenn? Where should I send them? There's two ways to find out. Google always, they're the big horses. In automotive, cars.com, Dealer Rater, Yelp, very important for Yelp. These guys were changing their landing page. So they built a landing page on their site that says, we appreciate your feedback. We here at blah, 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 blah. And here's our value proposition. And if you click on any of these, if you click on Google, you go to their Google Plus page, you leave a review. You click on cars.com, goes to cars.com, Dealer Rater. So instead of trying to trust your salespeople to figure out, well, where are we sending them this month? Have a landing page on your site, drive the traffic back to your website. They can go post a review. This way, then you also can change them if you want to add or take one off. This month, we want to focus on Yelp. We got enough on cars.com, take off cars.com, put on Yelp. Okay, so this way it's easier to drive them back to your site, and this way you can control it. Two ways to figure out where you should, what reviews are important. One is type your dealership or business name and then the word reviews after it in a search bar. Whatever pulls up in the first 2 pages, review sites, those are places you should target. Why 2 pages, Glenn? Why the first 2, not just page 1? Well, the way search is, who knows? The thing's on page 2, maybe on page 1 in a week or 2. You never know. So cover your bets. Go the first 2 pages. See what's there. Come up with a strategy. Each area is different. Some people will say to me, should I be on Yelp? I say, I don't know. Type it in. Does Yelp come up in your area? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Might be some local ones, Better Business Bureau, Yellow Pages, and a bazillion different ones. What comes up for you? Also look in your Google Plus local account. At the bottom of it, it'll say other reviews around the web. That means it scraped it. And with the new, didn't want to go into the new Google dashboard because it's not out yet for everybody, so I don't want to confuse people. But eventually in your analytics, in your Google Plus local, you'll have your dashboard. It'll show you reviews from around the web. You better be there because they're telling people there are some reviews on these other websites for this vendor, for this business, and you don't want to go over there and somebody click on it and the last time there was a review was a year ago, or there's a bad review, or there's no reviews. So again, remember, if we're talking about reputation, we want to make sure that our customers are doing it consistently. We don't need surges of 50, 60, 70 today. I want 2 or 3, 4, 5. I want 1 a week. I want 2 a week. That's what I want. I want to be the turtle. I don't want to be the rabbit. I want to be the turtle. I want to make sure that I'm consistently there because, again, think of it from your own perspective as a consumer. If you were going to a restaurant or to a hotel and you saw great reviews, but the last review was 8 months ago and then nothing since then, you may think, something must have changed. Or vice versa. Bad reviews a long time ago, now nothing but great reviews. Oh, things changed, they've gotten better, I'll go. So again, do that search today. Part of your homework. Go type your business name in with reviews. Go see what sites are there. Go see what's there. Come up with a strategy so that each month we're starting to add to it. And again, you don't need hundreds, but see what other people have. Get 10, get 5. Be consistent. That's the key to this game is consistency, not volume. Now, responding to reviews are very important, okay? Keep it short. Remember, you want to make sure that I want to solve things. Most of the positive reviews, one of the mistakes that businesses make is they don't respond to positive reviews. Now, I'm not a fan of responding to every positive review, especially the ones that are like, great job, had a good job, whatever. But if somebody mentions one of your employees' names, I'd respond. Yes, I think Megan is a great example of how we take care of our customers. Thank you so much. Please, share your experience, whatever. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Why do I do positive ones? Well, think about it. As someone's leaving your business, you're the manager, they walk up to you and say, thank you so much. Your staff was excellent. And you went, yeah, whatever, and walked away. Would you do that? Absolutely not. So why are you doing it online? I said 2/3 of it positive. Again, what it shows the next person in that pool of influence is that you read your customer reviews, you think it's important, you respond to them, you're interested in what people have to say. It also then allows people to feel like, well, my opinion's valued, so I'm going to leave a review. Okay? Negative ones, all of them, every single one. Anything negative, respond if the platform allows you to respond. Some don't. Okay? You got to try to. Keep it short. Do not get into an argument. Do not try to prove your point. Okay? Hi, Mrs. Smith. I'm sorry that we here did not meet your expectations. Our goal is to deliver excellent customer service at all times. I would love the opportunity to discuss this with you. Please give me a call. Here's my direct number, or you can email me at blah, blah, blah. I look forward to hearing from you. That's it. Nothing else. Never again. Even if they come back at you. And another thing, don't. Okay? You stuck your hand out. Okay? Give your name, title, direct phone number. You can send your inquiries to support at blah, 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 info at blah, 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 or the general number. If this is important to you, again, make sure you're giving them your number or someone that someone who will take care of this and answer the phone. Okay? Very, very important, because again, the next time around, if I see that somebody's upset and nobody responded, I think you don't care. If I see that you're trying to work it out, that's okay. That gives me comfort, because we know in business we can't make everybody happy. So as long as I know that you're going to be there in case something did go wrong, that's what's important to me. So let's talk about now. Any questions before we start moving now into the real marketing part? Because do you have any recommendations on how to deal with rip-off reports? Oh, okay. Yeah. Our dealership has a decent amount of reviews on other websites, but rip-off reports ranks higher in Google. We sell 10K and less than 20 rip-off stores, which tarnish our online rate. Okay, rip-off report. The tough thing about rip-off report is that their business model is to be derogatory, okay? Meaning that that's how they do it. They want you to come up. So every time you open up rip-off report, it thinks that it's something new and it brings it back up. You got to basically ignore it. And again, it's a tough thing to push down, but the more that you're pushing relevant content out, more videos, more review sites, things like that, again, that's the only thing you can do with rip-off report. There was one group that we worked with. It took us about 7 months to get it off of page 1. But again, the person kept going on. The owner kept going on to read what they said to see if there's anything more, and it would just trigger it back as active, and it would come back on page 1. So again, business is business. People understand that. The key is, if the only thing you have out there are 20 rip-off reports and you're selling 10,000 cars, again, then, listen, from a number standpoint, you're way ahead of it. But the key is, are there more things than bad? So for every one rip-off report, can I find 10 testimonial videos? Can I see blog posts? Can I see happy things on your website, which we're going to go into? Or do I just see a standard website like everyone else, and I have to go dig down through 47 drop downs to find something that maybe is positive that people said about you? So again, part of it is just not online. It's also marketing everywhere, which we're going to jump into. Okay. So here are some of the things that you can do online with your positive reviews. Charitable events. So banners. So when I say banners, you can call them scroll, landing on all the websites, those big banners that pop up. Most automotive has 0% down and all of the OEM specials. That's everything and we love to see in terms of automotive. Price in vehicles and things like that. I need to see some other things to balance out who you are. I already know you sell cars. Okay. Show me something else. Charitable events, awards, testimonials, your mission statement, videos, testimonials. Why buy here? Why service here? Staff interviews. Yes, I said staff interviews. Events, charities, things like that. This is talking about marketing your reputation. I need to be able to find out who you are simply and easily. I can't dig. And that's the problem with a lot of businesses' websites. Unless you're a small business, it's very funny. The smaller you are, the only thing you have to fight with is your reputation. But once businesses get bigger, they start relying on their product. It's a funny switch. When I started, in between when I left the hospitality and sales, and before I came here, I was doing my own business, which was consulting and things. I had a fight to push my name out there, and the only thing I had was other people telling people how good I was, because that was the first thing that businesses says. Well, who are your references? I need to hear testimonials from somebody. I need references, because I could tell them I was good. But I see now companies that get big, they sit back and go, it's only the product. As long as the product's there, it doesn't matter. And it's like, I can get the product in a lot of places. So here's some examples. Here's what I'm talking about. Banners, the big sliders. Here's customer reviews. Read our testimonials. Click get started. Boom. Click here. Go to your page on site. If you happen to win, if you're an automotive, dealer rater. Boom, put that front and center on a slider. Why would you not have that? Sometimes I find websites and their awards are below the fold, bottom of the page, buried somewhere inside the website because, I want to put this picture of a car out here. Reverse. I want stuff out there about you as a dealership, because I already know based on your name, in this case, you're a Toyota dealer. Okay, I get the idea you sell Toyotas, but Who are you? Here's a group that talks about what they do in the community. So again, it's human. So let's talk about a little some of these things besides just banners. Customer testimonial video to me is gold. Gold, gold, gold. If you can get those, great. It's not that hard to get them. You just have to ask. The key is making sure that from a technical standpoint, and I can send this to you. I didn't want to bog down the webinar, but for like under $700, you can get a really nice camera, a mic, a stand, and even a light. And the key is have it set up somewhere. It's not, oh, Megan, would you do a video? Yeah, okay, hold on a second. Brian, who's got the camera? Oh, where's it? Done. No, it's walk right over to a place that's already set up. Visually, it's good. I got the logo behind me, or I'm by somewhere, and boom, I ask them 3 or 4 or 5 questions. Bang, bang, bang. It's done. Okay? Don't make it complicated, and don't try to make it perfect. The better videos are the ones that look like they are done with smartphones. Even smartphones are good. Just get somebody on a smartphone. Again, this is about real people talking about you, not actors. So what do we do with this? Now, here's Kelly Nissan, one of our clients. They have a channel, their video channel, which they advertise on their site. But when you come here, here's customer reviews and testimonials. Now, some people will say, again, oh, people don't watch those. Oh, really? Well, this one here, 243 views, 243 views, 89 views, 78 views. Why? Because it's also easy to find on their website. Also, they leverage these in other areas. So again, it's not just about getting it, it's what do I do? If you think about your reputation like you do your 0% down that you got this month from the OEM, and how you're going to market that, we better get that out in the mailer. We got to put that on the front of our website. We better get a banner inside of our dealership. We better drill every single salesperson to make sure that they're offering that 0% down. If you replace the word 0% down with, I need to get a video, our reputation, we better get our reputation right out on the website. We better get a banner stand bragging about how great we are. We better get it on the front of the website. We better take videos. That's the point that I'm trying to make. If you start thinking about all the places you leverage your sales of your product, your restaurant, we're running, in New York, it used to be Restaurant Week. And so it's our prefix. We better make sure we get this out, put it on our Facebook, put it out here, mail it out to people. We got to put an ad in the local paper. Take that prefix menu and replace it with reputation. Now your brain starts working the way I want it to. Now, as I said before, a lot of times people they don't even have customer testimonials on their website, but it's buried down. But notice here at Prestige Volvo, look what's in the top of their navigation, reviews. See what I'm saying? They already have things floating on their site bragging about it, but they made a tab, and when you click on it, customer video testimonials, dealer rater, social media. And when you click on customer testimonials, here's a testimonial plus their hours. Like, that's genius right there. That's marketing right there. Why? Because I'm advertising my reviews. Go part of your homework. Go on your own website. I guarantee you some of your reviews, if you even have anything about reviews, are under I'm going to guess under the About Us page, maybe. And if you scroll down to it, if you can find it, maybe there's a review, maybe there's something up there. I don't know. But it's hard for me to find. That's my point. On most businesses, unless they're a small business, which that's the only thing they have, is their reputation to get more business. Okay? Especially car dealers, you're getting lazy. Sorry, but you get lazy because you got your vehicle and you think the vehicle or your price is going to win. Got to get back in this game now. That's why I said my big thing here this year is reputation marketing, not management. Management means I just get reviews. These guys got videos. Well, so what? If they didn't market them, if they didn't think of how to use them, what's the point of getting all the videos? So again, make it easy for people to find this stuff. Your customer is your best marketing tool. And remember, when you're doing videos or anything else like that, especially videos, Rainbow Coalition. Okay? Whatever your demographic is, old, young, black, white, female, male, tall, short, older couple, younger person, I'm going to click on the video that looks like me. So you better have somebody who looks like me. Because if it's all old people and I'm young, you don't understand me. Vice versa. I'm an older couple and you'll only have young people. You don't understand me. Okay? So let's go another example. Here's a great one. Testimonial on a targeted page. Now, this group is not in this town of Hopkins, but they serve Hopkins. So what did they do? They got a customer testimonial of someone from Hopkins talking about why they drove from Hopkins over here to this dealership. Created a page for it. Maybe they'll flip in a new video. Who knows? But think about that. Do you have targeted landing pages about you're serving a certain one of your targeted draw cities? Well, do you have a video on there from somebody who was a customer who said, I drove 45 minutes, I drove a half an hour, I passed 3 other dealerships to come to yours, and here's why? Why not? See what I'm saying? Got to start thinking about it. As I said, you got to start thinking about it as much as you push out your specials, oil change specials for car dealers, menus, deals on electronics. We're running this Veterans Day, whatever it is. Think about your reputation and how hard you're going to market that. Here's another one. Walk around videos. Love walk around videos talking about this car. Now, if you say people don't look at these things, look at how many people looked at this video. 12,000 people. Pretty crazy. Depends how creative you are. But again, think about this. Think about how valuable this could be to your salespeople to push out to people who are interested in this vehicle. Okay? Same thing. You might be a caterer. Let me show you some of the types of cakes and things that we create for our people and push that out. Have that on your website. See what I'm saying? Not many people do this. No matter how many times we ask people and beg people to do this, they don't do it because it takes time. Oh my God, it takes time. But think about it, how you can stand out as someone who goes through the trouble to do this for one of your potential customers. Wow, that says something about you as a business. Okay? Quick thing from Megan. Let's see what she says. We actually have reviews on our VDPs, and it's dynamic and pulls from multiple review places. Google Plus, Cars.com, DealerRater. You don't get SEO dinged for duplicate content on Google. People go to several VDPs, they see different reviews. Fantastic idea. Great idea. Why not? You know, that's why Cars.com started putting reviews out there. Why wouldn't you put reviews anywhere people are on your website? Again, I want people no matter, because remember, if you're doing your marketing correctly out there, you're doing paid search, you're doing different types of marketing, they're going to come to a different page on your website. They may not always land on your home page. And if that's the only place you have your reviews, or even if you have them, or your sliders, what happens if your paid ad is driving them to your service page? Do you have something on your service page? If it's driving them to a specific VDP, is it on the VDP? So again, you got to think anywhere on my site, how can somebody find out how great we are to do business with? Where's my thing? Now here's one, and I'm not going to play this, but I recommend please look at this one. Let me see, maybe let me escape here. Let me see if I get on to, hold on a second. So what I want you to do is go to Google Toyota Scranton in YouTube and go look at their Why Buy From Me. It is phenomenal. Like I said, I don't want to play it right now, but go take a look at it because they talk about what they do in the community and who they are as people better than anyone I've seen. It's great. And when I finished it, I saw it for the first time when I was putting this together. And when I finished it, I was like, that is incredible. Go take a look at it. Because again, we have a tendency when we do our why buy from us, we focus on price, vehicle, and everything else like that. This is a really good example of who they are as a dealership, and they do a pretty good job. Now, let me see here. So let me make sure I didn't skip a slide here. Yep, multiplication. So what I'm talking about in multiplication is, again, what am I going to do with a video testimonial? I get a great person. I ask them 5 questions. And again, keep it short. 5 questions like, what's your name? Where did you come from? Again, so we can optimize it for that draw city. What did you do today? Did you buy something, service? Who did you deal with? So you can target that person's name again. And would you recommend? Boom. What can we do with that? Well, as we saw, put the video on the website. 2, we can push it out into our social media accounts. Here's another happy customer. Here's another customer from blah, blah, who drove all the way here. Create a blog post about it. So again, video, you can embed the video, write a little blog post about this person and what they did, what they bought, and then boom, let them click on that. You can use it in your email newsletter. They said you can create a customer testimonial YouTube channel. Now, one thing I would say here, just as another multiplication, every single one of your businesses, anyone in your business, when they have an email signature, should be linking to one of your review sites or your YouTube channel that says, read what our customers or see what our customers are saying about us. You send out hundreds of emails all the time. Put it in your email signature. Why not? So let's talk a little bit about now marketing, other things about our reputation and who we are. Now, here's one from Fort Pekin and Facebook. Yeah, it's holiday, but it's very funny that everybody gets all jazzed up about what we do during the holidays, which is fine, but it's what are we going to do throughout the year? Push this. Think of other things. We like to see pictures. What are we doing in the community? We're sponsoring a basketball team. We're doing this. We're reaching this. We're doing a food. Maybe it's an employee. We're congratulating Joe who just graduated college. This person just got certified, whatever. Again, be proud of who you are. The one on the right from Patty Peck. Here's some tips. I love helpful things. How to upload wallpaper, okay, to your screen inside the Honda. Great. People love this stuff. Again, the more that you can push out that you are a resource to help people, to be of service to people, that actually draws more customers, okay? Draws more customers. Here's another one. Now, Pinterest, I know, is a far off way. And a lot of people are like, what the hell, Pinterest? We can't even get Facebook. All I'm saying is I saw this great example of different boards, but notice what some of the boards are. How-to videos that they're building up, service tips, okay? Some fun things, road trip games, trunk or treat, okay, tailgating fun. Again, it shows a little bit of their personality, but it's these how-to videos. That is important, okay? So let's talk some more cross-marketing. Here's in their Facebook, what are they talking about? Their newsletter, okay? They're using Instagram to take fun pictures. Again, I'm the fun place. I understand. What does this picture on the right tell me? You understand families. Okay, you're family-oriented people. Great. See what I'm saying? We say it, but we want visuals as well. Anything that we can do to cross-market who we are, the fact that we care about people, marketing our staff. Okay, why wouldn't we market our staff? Here's one on the pages I was saying. Sometimes people will say they'll have their name, a head, and a link to my reviews if they have that, which I think is great. Use Dealer Rater if you do for automotive, but have a little bit of a biography. Go a step further. Have a video of them talking about who they are and how long they've been there and why they're there. Like this one, Prestige Volvo interviewed. They have a drop down that says meet our service staff, and they interview some of their service staff. How long have you been here? What does that tell? Wow, as an employee, I'm on the website. I'm important. Also, I get to know some of the people. Again, it's marketing. I'm different than everyone else. Okay? Now, let me go back. I think I missed one slide when I was talking about video here, when I had my little glitch here. I want to make sure I hit it. Give me 1 second. Helpful videos. Make videos. Again, here's one, sync your phone to Land Rover. 109 views. How to change and replace your battery, 2,000. See what I'm saying? If you become that resource of someone who on your Facebook, you have a tab that says, here are the 10 questions, ask the service person. You know, why do I have to change my oil every 5,000 miles? Wiper blades, do a video on if you're in the snow area, what does it mean to winterize your car? What should you have in your trunk? Anything like that is going to differentiate yourself. And people are always saying, what should I put on my Facebook page? Or what should I tweet out? What should I put in my newsletter? Why not things like that? Again, go into your service person and say, what are the top 10 things that people ask you? I'll guarantee you'll get tons of videos. You'll get tons of blog posts. Again, be helpful to people, just not selling cars to them. So one thing I always say to everybody is look outside your industry for inspiration. In automotive, my biggest argument is everybody looks at each other. Whatever the guy down the street's doing, I'm going to do. I'm going to one-up him. And it becomes very incestuous. The rest of some of my friends here who are not in automotive, you guys are a little more attuned to that. But same thing. If you're a small business, you're fighting for a local, you're looking at what everybody's doing in your area to gain market share, because you're competing with all the people in your local area, not, oh, I'm competing against brands. So look at it. My one sort of catchphrase I've always said is, if you like it, do it. If it bothers you, don't do it, because you are a consumer. So think about any great customer experience that you've had. What did they do to make you feel that way? Can you do any of that in your business? If somebody bothered you and you said that was the worst experience ever, same thing. What did they do to aggravate me? Make sure I don't do it in my dealership, in my business, in my restaurant, in my bakery, whatever. Now, on-site branding, as I said, I want to touch on that when you're in your physical location. This was in an airport. I always use this slide. I've loved it. This was in St. Louis Airport. They took all the employees. They said, catch us giving great customer service. Now think of your business. Dealerships, you probably have 50, 70, 100 people. Why don't you have a picture like this taken in front of your building, hanging on a big poster somewhere in your dealership? Same thing. A bakery, you got 10 employees, doctor's office, anything, any place. Why wouldn't you have your employees catch us giving great customer service? So when someone comes on your site, physically on your location, what you're doing is you're pushing it out there to say, we care about your opinion. We want to give you great customer service. Let us know how we're doing. You're setting it out there. You're setting yourself out as something different. If you're involved in the community, as I said, maybe you sponsor a walk. Maybe you're doing something to do a coat sale or something. This banner on the right costs $30, $40. It's one of those corrugated, styrofoam things. So again, if you're doing something, again, it just shows people when they walk on site. And more importantly, make sure that whatever you're saying on your website, they can find it in your place of business. Because if you're saying that you're doing this drive away the cold on your website, I better find that inside your dealership or inside your business somewhere, because I want to go, oh yeah, they are that one. See what I'm saying? Oh, that's right. I'm in the right place. So make sure you have that as well. Let them see you care. This is funny. This was when I went to go get, had to take my wife to a doctor appointment. So I'm standing there and I'm sort of a customer service junkie. So I take pictures of things, but even simple things like, please fill out the survey. Help us help you. This was on their board that every customer, every patient could see when they signed in. Every patient, every time, no exceptions, no excuses. Patients don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. That was for their employees, but every person who went up to the window could see it. That meant that they try to train their people to take care of their customers. Again, let them see that you're trying to improve. That, be honest, be transparent, push it out there. Because I'll tell you right now, your competitors aren't doing it. They're just not. Where can you thank them? Think about that. Now, I'll tell you the story about this quickly. I went to go speak at the Idaho Automotive Dealers Association. They paid for me to come up and do a workshop or two for their people at their annual meeting. Well, we stayed at a beautiful place called the Shore Lodge. Well, I got there to check in. They said, I'm sorry, sir, your room's not ready. Apologize. Do you mind just waiting? I said, no, it's a beautiful day right on the lake. So I'm sitting outside. I'm doing work. Called my phone and they said, okay, your room's ready. Great. Walked up to my room, got my key, went in there, and it was dirty. And I was like, okay, something's wrong. I went down and I said, oh, I'm so sorry, but it's dirty. They said, oh my God, I apologize. Well, do you mind waiting? No, no problem. Beautiful day, whatever. Go sat out there. Finally, 45 minutes later, call me again, ready. Sort of joked with them, are you sure this time? And they laughed. But when I went upstairs to check in this very nice room, notice what they put. 2 bottles of their local beer. Enjoy the beer. Thanks for being so cool when your room was not ready. Enjoy your stay. That meant a lot, that they went out of their way to say, we inconvenience you. So think about your business. Is there any way, any place that you could constantly thank people, not just in writing on their invoice, thank you very much for your business, but shaking their hand, looking in their eyes. If something goes wrong, what can you do in terms of thanking them? A handwritten note means a lot to people nowadays because everything's computerized. So always keep thinking about where I could possibly help them and thank them. And post even so, listen. This was a sign in a hospital. You asked, we listened. Based on your feedback, we've made these changes. So same thing for you guys. How often could you possibly post something that said, based on customer feedback, we made these changes? That again makes that loop of how to market your reputation, that I want to do better, I listen to you, we make changes, but more importantly, we tell our customers what to do. And again, don't be afraid to brag a little bit. Here's a wall of fame in the dealership where they have customer satisfaction awards, their community involvement, written things. Just make it current, make sure it's up. But again, you want to show people that people appreciate what you do. You work hard. If you've won awards, put them out there. Let people see them. Don't be afraid. Always, as I said, always look around for ideas. This was in Houlihan's. Received 10 chances to win, rate Houlihan. So again, put it out there. Look around for ideas. What can I constantly do to make my business better? How can I push my reputation out there? How can I market this? Okay, that's the whole key. I want to have that circle that we talked about, always asking people for feedback so that I can fill that pool of influence. And this one was a great idea for auto dealers. In their coffee area, one of their screens was just a loop of all of their salespeople and employees with little bios to break down that barrier. They started pushing their reputation out. This person won awards. This person does Little League. This person runs Boy Scouts. This one runs Girl Scouts. Whatever it is. Again, you're marketing your people as people, not salespeople. As I said, all of this that I talked about today is really about how am I filling up this pool of influence with the people who came and did business with me? How am I constantly marketing myself? And as I said, if you can take anything away, if you can take a step back and be honest with yourself and say, am I marketing my reputation with the same intensity that I'm marketing for automotive dealers, my 0% down, whatever my monthly special is, or restaurant folks who are on today, or doctor's offices, or I'm running this monthly special for waste control, whatever the client is, whatever you're doing, are you really pushing out your reputation with the same commitment that you are for that? So to summarize, and then we'll get to questions, reputation marketing is proactive. Nobody's doing it as well as they should be. Some of them are, as I said, there's some people out there, and some of them are our customers. Some of them I've met. Okay. You got to decide who you are. You got to leverage every stage of the journey. So when they're online, what are they seeing? When they're when they first call you, how are they seeing it? When they get to your physical location, what are they seeing? When they leave, what are you getting from them? And multiply. Like I said, think of every area that you could constantly be pushing out your reputation. So again, your homework, because you always got to have a little homework. What's your dealership? What's your business doing for reputation? What's your process for getting reviews? Are you using video to enhance your reputation? What areas could your dealership or business improve on? And then think of companies that you respect, that you've dealt with outside of your industry, automotive, if you're in hospitality, outside of hospitality, if you're in retail, outside of retail, who manages their online reputation better than you do, and what could you pick from them, and how could you implement it? Okay. So I'd be remiss to say, before we get into questions, if you guys are any automotive friends out there, you're going to NADA, please come see us at booth 7128. If you're around in March, we're doing a conference with just like this, but a lot bigger, a lot different aspects, Digital Marketing Strategies Conference in Napa Valley in March. Please give us a call, register to attend. So let's dive into questions now. Any questions about what I said? Any struggles that you're having? Any thoughts that you thought, well, I don't know if I can really do that, or how do I communicate that with anybody? Do we have any questions? I know I jam-packed the real hour and a half here, and everybody's been very good and patient here. Any questions? I did such a great job, there's no questions. Either that or you've all passed out because of too much information. All right, well, I appreciate your time. As I said, this is my information. Glenn, PCG Mailer, that's the phone number. Again, as I say to everyone, you do not have to be a client to call me, ask me, pick my brain. 2-3 days from now, a week from now, you go, I can't really remember what he said, or I'm trying to figure out what I should do. Give me a call. I'll be more than happy to spend time. As I said, I will be recording this. We will have this saved. I will make sure you get it. If you email me at Glenn@PCG Mailer, I will be more than happy to send you the PowerPoint as well. Again, I appreciate your time. I really hope you got a lot out of this. I hope that it helps you in 2014. I think, as I said, reputation marketing, those of you who jump on this are going to be way ahead of your competition. They're going to be snoozing and wondering why you're grabbing business. All right. So again, thank you so much. Happy holidays. Stay warm. Give me a call if I can be of service to you guys in any way. Take care.